What's going on, everyone? Justin here from the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. I want to take this time and promote an upcoming play that is presented by Elightened Studios, written and directed by Terry Chappell. And that's called Love's Not Enough. That will be featuring beginning this Friday at the Fairfield Community Arts Center, 411 Wessel Drive, Fairfield, Ohio, and that is area code 45014. Love's Not Enough is assembled with a cast of seasoned actors who will tell the story about the struggles of three besties, Rachel, Courtney, and Carla, and their spouses. Together, they endure the conflicts of life and its dose of reality. These couples truly believe that love alone will sustain them through the difficult times in their marriage. They slowly learn through their own stubbornness that it will take more than words and feelings to keep their marriage alive. This performance is 100% true, except for the parts that are created for a little sense of humor and drama. Love's Not Enough shines a light on difficult subjects such as the not so shameful topic of male infertility, the struggles of an amputee, the exposure of deep family secrets, and overcoming pain caused by religions. Get ready to experience the roller coaster of harsh realities with moments of tear jerkers and joyous celebrations. There will be four plays that will be presented starting on January 20th at 7 p.m., Saturday, January 21st, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., and Sunday, January 22nd at 2 p.m. Now, I've been given the opportunity just to sit down with some of these cast members and talk to them and pick their brains about what it's like getting into theater. And one thing I could tell you that this has been a diverse group of men and women of all ages, from kids to adults, people with vast experience in theater to even upcoming first-time theater cast members. I highly recommend, if you guys are in the area and you guys want to check out their play, is very sensational, and it will leave you with the direct message, captivating every moment. Love's Not Enough, presented by Elightened Studios, written and directed by Terry Chappell II. I encourage you guys to head out there, check them out, and I hope you guys enjoy these upcoming interviews that I have on display for you. Be sure to check out all the information in the worlds of sports at the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. Thank you. Alrighty, well, we're joining us here right at this time is Bryan Williams, who plays Dr. Benjamin Banks in the upcoming play Love's Not Enough. Thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here.
Thank you. That's glad to hear. I'm excited to talk to you about this upcoming play that's being directed by Terry and Elightened Studios this coming up week. Can you kind of explain a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the role that you play in this upcoming play?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Bryan Williams, I'm a hospital administrator and realtor here in the greater Cincinnati area. And I am going to be featuring the character of Dr. Benjamin Banks. A little bit of background about Dr. Benjamin. He's a little bit of, let's say, I would say probably a ladies' man type of guy, but definitely pretty smooth, pretty personable, but slightly jilted and bitter as well, as well. But looking forward to it. A lot is going to come out of this particular character on stage.
So, okay, so just so that I could clarify and understand, Dr. Benjamin Banks is an actual he specializes in cardiovascular, correct?
Yes.
Do you have
Yes.
any do you have any fields in the medical field as well, or is that just strictly to Dr. Dr.
No,
Banks?
no, great question. So Dr. Banks actually is specializing in the cardiovascular space or
Hmm.
cardiovascular specialty. Specifically, we built this character out to be a cardiovascular thoracic surgeon.
Hmm.
A funny background story to that: when Terry and I were discussing it, when I was growing up, I wanted to actually be a cardiovascular thoracic surgeon, so
Okay.
a heart specialist who performs heart surgeries.
Right.
Um, as far as background, I started off when I first went to university in pre-med. I changed that pretty quickly and went more the administrative business route. And I relocated here to Cincinnati to be a hospital administrator prior to going into real estate.
Okay. So you have a little bit of knowledge already pre-existing in the, in the character of Benjamin Banks. Now, what kind of inspired you of wanting to become an actor and taking part of this play by Terry?
Well, I'll tell you, and this is the funny thing. I still kind of pinch myself because I don't really see myself as an actor
Mhm.
as much as I probably should. One of the conversations we do have with our script and line director quite a bit, Mama D is what I call her, who's constantly, or my acting coach in this
Mhm.
space, constantly building and instilling that confidence within me to see myself as an actor and embody as an actor. But acting, obviously, we do it in a number of different ways. We see it on television, we stream it on different devices all of
Mm.
the time. But having an opportunity to actually see myself in that space and live that out, but then also to see myself within this character and to bring this character to life. I've heard it said before that acting is probably the only profession that, well, one of the few professions probably is the better way to reference that quote, that knows or truly can embody the value of life
Mhm.
through screen.
Yeah, I mean, you're on, this is a little different. You're actually, guys are performing a play in front of a live audience, right? That is actually
Sorry,
about
we
that. I
yes,
don't
we're back.
know. So I'll go ahead and be able to edit this,
Sure.
in the mix. But this is based off of a true story, probably bits and pieces snagged from people's lives, and you actually having to play a actual, someone, potentially someone's real life. There's a different element, besides, hey, here's a character, and try to, not be yourself, but you also have to be yourself in this, right? As a true story. How much how much of this is it difficult for you to, was it difficult for you at all going throughout this process to be able to play this character, or was it more easier because knowing the knowledge that you knew heading into it, plus with how real these scenarios are likely, you know it really brings, I feel personally, for me, you really can't hide behind anything like normally sometimes other, characters you can hide behind, what I'm saying?
Mhm. I think you set it up pretty well here. Amazing thing about this particular production is that it is so based off of a real story, and a real story of real people that I know and people that I've grown to love and to become very close to. And the more this story developed and things that I learned and I discovered about many of the true characters and the portrayal of them, I wanted to be sure that I at least did my part to, of course, support that. But I will tell you, that was a difficult thing for me in a number of different ways. Not just living out the factual elements that arise within the play, but then also, and not to give too much away, how my character develops and intersects in this particular in this particular space as well. One of the things that I would probably say a little bit is that my character does come in a bit as the antagonist to an already challenging and difficult situation, and not really giving the leads or the main focus, those who are portraying some of the harder felt and more difficult parts about this story, space, right?
Yeah.
And a bit obnoxious in some ways as well. But that I will say is pretty far from me. So some of my friends that will be in the audience, I'm interested to hear and to get some of their feedback. I gave them some of the background already prior to, of course, the opening night, and they're thinking, "Wow, this is so far from who you are, or at least the way I portray." And I hope that that's true, but I do hope at least I brought the right feel to the moment as well.
I mean, as you're switching your mindset, coming in from being a regular person who has a job, who's now moving into here, trying to fill in this role that, sometimes you do have to bend a little bit in the acting, business. Um, did you ever, how likely was this, was this something, was, just acting wise, right? Because this is going to be over this weekend, 4 plays. You guys have one on Friday night at 7 p.m. You guys have a double header on, I consider a double header, one at 2, one at 7 on Saturday, and then you have one at 2 p.m. on Sunday, all at the Community Art Center. You know, what, that's a lot to rehearse, a lot of mindset. How are you planning on kind of mentally holding yourself together throughout that time period? Because especially Saturday, 2 p.m., you will get done, you'll have a couple hours. I don't know if you guys are going to take individual time or you guys do something as a group, and then go back at it at 7. But it could be really mind straining, especially when you're playing someone different.
Yeah, I think context swapping is probably the better way of me capturing the essence of what will take place. Thankfully, I'm a big meditator. I
Mhm.
start my day off before I do anything else with a good 30-minute meditation before I go and I do my workout and I carry on about my day. But I've already given myself this space and prepared myself because it is, as you stated, it is something very different when you take a moment to step outside of yourself and truly become someone else, and you do it to an extent that you want it to be not just portrayed as believable, but to be felt in that way as well. And I do think, as I referenced a little bit earlier, there are some elements to this, to my character and my portrayal of this particular character that I will have to take a pause and take a beat between the different shows. But I will add though, beyond the portrayal and the lines, the community that we've developed, and I say community in this essence with the cast members, I think that we've provided some amazing support, and I'm always in awe because because honestly, these are real actors.
Yeah.
They've done this for a while. I'm much more of the amateur in this space,
Mhm.
and to be able to connect and then show back up in our own space, just in between is
you know
going to
you
be.
you just got done mentioning the entire cast, and you have a combination of, you what you mentioned, amateurs, right? And then you have a combination of actual, actors that are trying to do this beyond, this region. They're trying to make it maybe up and beyond more, become more successful, right, as an actor, actress. um how does that, collaboration among the entire team, because I'm sure, especially with the intensity and the drama and everything that is unfolding in this play, that what makes it so rich and, wanting to watch and wanting to, kind of pulls you back in for some more. How does everyone, the importance of everyone getting along, how did that atmosphere go about throughout getting ready for this play?
Yeah, I think the first thing, it always starts with amazing cast care. I think the leadership for not just this production, but the studio, Enlightened Studios, they've done a really good job at building that natural atmosphere of, again, as I mentioned, or I referenced a little bit of community. So they've given us great opportunities and points of access in order to build relationships both off stage. And I think if I can be pretty transparent, one of the bigger hurdles for me in the beginning was pushing past that barrier of intimidation. I was one of um, the more amateur actors, I think, on this particular stage and even this particular production, and to fight through my own, I guess I would probably say, imposter syndrome in that space, to learn and to be fed and to be poured into by these amazing actors, and not just actors who performed in local productions, but have gone on and done things regionally, and I would say nationally as well, and who are really striving to push forward and advance their careers within the space. But even outside of the space of our individual characters and how we're coming about to tell this particular story, the friendships and the bonds that we have established, I would say off stage in that way, has been really important.
All right, so you play Dr. Benjamin Banks, the ex-husband, right? To or
Ex-lover.
ex-lover to
Mm.
Rachel, who's a main cast, and it takes you up and down a roller coaster. What is one thing that you have, throughout this entire experience that you have taken away and grasped on the most, like maybe like a life lesson or something from playing a Dr. Benjamin Banks?
Ooh. Mm. The thing that I'm most reminded of about playing this particular role is, um, well, first, my life could have truly gone in the direction of Dr. Benjamin Banks. One of the things that we've not touched on related to his character is the primary reason why, unfortunately, his relationship with the main character, as you mentioned, Rachel, dissolved,
Mm.
was someone who was career obsessed and career focused and driven, and spent more time focusing on the next position in the perception of the world, and not spending time developing and pouring into that relationship that meant so much to him. And what I've taken away from it is honestly slowing down a bit,
Mhm.
and appreciating those who are around me. And again, that starts, of course, with those who are on the stage with me, but then also those who have done life with me up to this point. My loved ones, my friends, also, who've been there to support me throughout.
Now, and I'll probably just leave it off with this here. There is obviously something that you could take away as playing a role like Dr. Benjamin Banks, as you mentioned, slowing down, kind of soaking more in. And, but, I think that when someone comes to watch these plays, especially this Love's Not Enough, this weekend, there is also something that, you're probably eager to give back to the audiences. So, I mean, I guess I'm curious. Do you have any? Are you going into this weekend trying to send a message, and hopefully someone in the audience could take away with something important? And if so, what is that?
I would say that what I'm a part of is bigger than the part that I play.
Mm.
100%. That's our message here. We're a ministry first, right? We're wanting to connect,
Mm.
and to show the life of Christ through the work that we do, and through the acting and the portrayal,
Yeah.
and also the redemption. That even though my character, as I mentioned, may come off as a bit of an antagonist, that
Mhm.
there's still some humility and even humanity to him as well, and that even the most seemingly irredeemable can also be redeemed when they give their life to the worthy Savior.
I'm excited for this play that's coming up. I know you guys are looking for not just to stop here this weekend, hopefully to advance into a future. Um, you know, from Actually, and I think that's a great role that you're playing. It kind of fits in perfectly, from where you've been to, representing Dr. Benjamin Banks on the actual, on the stage. Is this something that if this, knocks off well, and gets a good reaction, that you may consider pursuing for more of a long-term plan? Or
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes. I'm not only looking forward to where and all of the opportunities and where this particular role will go, but also where this production company is going as
Yeah.
well. I'm eager to see this, honestly, all over the nation, and honestly global. If the opportunity presents itself to hit the silver screen or network television in some way as well. But yes, I think the director Terry has certainly lit the acting bug in me, and I'm looking forward to to the next opportunity for sure.
One thing that and I'll leave everyone off of on here is that Terry, who's an act, who's portraying an actor in this part as well. He's
Mhm.
taken on so many different roles because he's producing it. And this is a revamp from something that he's already created a few years back. You know, um, he's such a bright guy. And he has such a great, he has such a great heart when it comes down for his friends, his families, everyone. And if it wasn't, he's given us this opportunity, and I hope that this could, honestly rocket to the moon and blow up. Just from I haven't seen the play. I'm gonna come out this weekend and support you guys, and but just knowing the information that I'm already knowing, this is something that is beyond something that you could get from your couch. You have to be there watching it live in order to feel everything that each character is feeling, and that just makes it much bigger than what it actually really is.
Absolutely.
So Bryan, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you coming on here and talking to us about the play. Is there anything else that I forget that we should need to know, or any spoilers, or I gotta ask.
No, no more spoilers. I think I've probably given away far too much about my character already, but please come out and see the show next January 20th through the 22nd at the Fairfield Arts and Cultural Center. We're looking forward to putting on a great show for you all.
And we're looking forward to watching it. Thank you so much. You take care, and we'll hopefully talk to you soon.
Absolutely.